So if you've watched my videos in the past, and if you haven't, you should go back and pause this right now or open up another window, however you're doing it, and just watch them all right now. Um, That'll help you burn up some time. But if you have watched them, you know I'm actually a big Donkey Kong fan. In fact, as odd as it sounds, one of my favorite videos I did is actually the one with the playing the Atari 2600 Donkey Kong on the ColecoVision. Works great. Absolutely ridiculous. The ColecoVision's version is so much better than the Atari 2600's version. I don't know why you would want to go backwards, but it's still a neat little thing to do. But yeah, so what this is the other day I was just goofing around, and I actually kind of forgot that I pay for a Nintendo membership. I think it's like $4 a month, and you get Super Nintendo games and NES games. I think one of the reasons I forgot too is they just have not been updating it lately. But luckily, Donkey Kong was in there, and that's kind of why the screen looks the way it does. You'll see I have my little icon Zelda Link shield up in the upper left-hand corner, and then you have all the words at the bottom down there, which I'll actually probably zoom those out now that I brought them up. But yeah, so this is off my Switch, and I have to say, for playing these older NES games, you know, I do have some Hyperkin units, like the Retron 5 and the their other Nintendo unit that hooks up through HDMI. But I am overly impressed with how the Switch one looks. But this is actually one of my favorite games. I remember, I want to say Tom and Joe's it was called. And if you've ever been to Wisconsin, there's a good chance you have not been to Menominee. Not Menominee, Michigan, but Menominee, Wisconsin. If you have been there, there's also a North Menominee and South Menominee. It's all the same stupid town, but, well, not stupid, it's a good town. But, yeah, there's a place called Tom and Joe's, and I believe it's still there, and JoJo's. If you've never had JoJo's, you've got to go have JoJo's. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, they're potato wedges. No, they're not potato wedges. JoJo's are completely different. But I'm getting off track here, like I usually do, and it's kind of late as I'm doing this. But yeah, I think the reason why I like this game so much, though, is because I remember being at Tom and Joe's, and I found Tom and Joe's or Tom and Jerry. No, there's a cat and mouse there. Off track again. But I found a quarter on the ground, and I got to play this game. And I did not last long at all. I'm doing much better as I'm actually playing right now, as I'm talking, which I would say is normally very rare. But I actually already played this, and I'm talking while just watching the playback. So that's how I'm getting away with it. Because as you know, if you have seen my videos, I do not play games very well and talk at the same time. But point is I fell in love with this game like right away. And you know, I never got to play the arcade games when I was younger. You know, unless I found some money or got to go with friends or something like that. That was just not something that was in the was in a scenario where, you know, you just had that kind of disposable income to go play. So when I got to play that was a really big deal. And back then, a lot of people take for granted these were top-notch graphics for back then. This was fantastic. Not to mention that it was challenging. I mean, you had multiple boards of different gameplay. I mean, Pac-Man was awesome, but Donkey Kong had an extra button. Actually, it had only one button. But the other nice thing was, too, is there was different boards that definitely raised the difficulty of playing it. And then I had an Apple IIe when I was younger. An Apple II and then an Apple IIe. And there was a game called Cannonball Blitz. And I think that also might have helped with the like of this. It was very similar to this, except a little bit different. You had to wait for the item to come down and not get hit. Like it has in the first board, just to basically to get launched to the next level up, and that was a great game. In fact, I'm gonna have to find that game. But yeah, this is Donkey Kong on the Switch, though. In my opinion, so far out of all of them, this is probably one of my favorite ones. I've made mention on my last video. If you watched that one, I do mention that I mention other videos a lot, and now that I'm getting more and more videos under my belt, that's kind of hard to avoid. But yeah, like with my Game Boy Micro, this is actually one of the Game Boy Advance games I carry around with me because it's a good one. You can play two-player and you can hand off, which is great with the Switch also, because you can dock it, play it on your TV. It actually looks really good on the TV, and you can also use it portably. And actually, maybe I'll hook this up in the car tomorrow. We're driving out of town, and I got a bar that holds a tablet or a phone, but it holds it in between the back two seats. And maybe we'll see how that works. But yeah, if you're looking for a good game, you know, for $4 a month, every month that goes by that they don't put more games on, I am starting to question it, especially considering I have other ways of playing this game. Multiple different ways of playing this game. For example, 2600 on the ColecoVision. Not that I would do that, but if you do have it and you haven't played it, this is a good game. I mean, as you can see, it looks great. Even if you watched my last video, my laptop I was doing the video intake on was having a little hard time keeping up with the Power Rangers footage on it, and I got to do something about that. But this is going through my Elgato on my laptop also, and it looks this good, if not better, on the television also. But yeah, Donkey Kong's my suggestion today. I'm not sure if this is like one of my other videos or an unusual video, but I was playing it. I enjoyed playing it. But if you have the Nintendo membership and you like Donkey Kong, or if you've never played Donkey Kong, grab a friend. If you don't have any, then good news is it's a one-player game also, and maybe you can go make some friends with this game. But otherwise, I'd go play it, especially if you're already paying for the membership. Make that membership worthwhile. At least this is one of the better games on there. And then there's actually a bunch of good games in there, but this is definitely one of my favorite games. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Share, like, comment. I don't know, if you think of anything you'd like me to actually do a video on, and if you saw one of my old ones and you kind of liked where that was going, let me know. I'm still pretty much just, you know, making it up as I go. But other than that, oh, that was a bad jump. Other than that, thanks.